to sign off from this year, I'm going to be sounding off on my favorite albums from 2022. So I don't have any segue in mind into this, so I'll just get right to it right now. So first up, the first album I want to talk about is an artist that is from Rochester, New York. Turn this up. The first art album I want to talk about is by an artist from Rochester, New York, from a collective crew called The Cloth. And the album is Heroin Farms by Mooch. Now, Mooch and is my second favorite member of The Cloth. My favorite is Riggs. And this is the sequel to his album with Pharma Beats that came out back in 2019. And this is a fucking great album. Pharma Beats supplies Mooch with some dope boom bap production, and the good majority of them actually have drums, which is like something you gotta like fucking cross your fingers for nowadays, which is a shame. But all the features on this album, they're kept within the Cloth family, which is dope. That's something I respect about them, to keep that family mindset. But favorite tracks on here have to be like Hit the Deck. It's a grimy sign into the album. It's got a video too. In the Wind. There's a Cloth posse cut, Razor Sharks with Riggs, Mav, and Times Change. Mav has a really cool line. He says like, "Let's have a versus with Guns, homie. Who got more hits?" That was fucking dope. My favorite track though is La La, because the chorus on that is fucking sick. Mooch is on his A+ game lyrically, and the beat is fucking hard too. The Marvelous, another one that's like the darkest beat on the album, and there's some bonus tracks that are like non-streaming. You have to like buy the album itself to get them, but there's a bonus track called Radio that's also really good too. So that is gonna be Mooch Heroin Farms 2 first up. Now let me move on to now let's move on to the next one. Where is it? All right, this next one. This I would say this is my breakout artist of the year award. Goes to this guy. And son of a bitch. Let me get this loaded up. Sorry, bear with me, y'all. Anyways, so yeah, number 7 is my breakout artist of the year. I'm going with right here. Is gonna be son of a bitch. I just had fuck my life. Just had it. Anyways, here it is, right here. My breakout artist of the year is Darby O'Trill with his album Gully, which is entirely produced by Devereaux. I gotta give a salute to Mike from Speedy Clout again on this one. He's been posting this dude's albums like he signed him throughout the year. So I got curious and I had to check out what was up, and I was fucking very impressed with what I heard, from Darby's wordplay to his punchlines, like his flows, like his multisyllabic rhyme schemes, down to like just the fucking morbid imagery he fucking paints with his lyrics. And he's also got a really good voice that stands out amongst like not just the Juggalo scene, but just in hip hop right now in general. Like nobody out here sounds like him. But and also another thing that's really dope, he can fucking sing, which is nowadays in hip hop itself is pretty rare to have an MC that can rap and carry like a fucking melody. That is some sharp shit. His ear for vocal melody is razor sharp. Choruses on these songs are crazy. Favorite tracks in here I'll start off with Enter the Swamps. That's a grimy signing track. Down by the Lake. My number one favorite track in here is Casey Becker Is Dead. The chorus that's just like, everybody hates me and I hate everyone. I love that. I love that shit. Like his vocals sound super, extremely fucking guttural in the song itself. It's fucking crazy. But what else? Your God is an Awesome Fraud. That's a fucking crazy chorus too. It brings back like the Color Punter God vibes. What else is on here, man? Forget the pigs feed them to the fish. Sack full of rotting heads. It has one of the craziest fucking bars of the year. It goes like, I wrap Alice up in chains, and then I bleed the freak. I love like his fucking like alternative rock metal references he puts in his songs. Like he's got a good number of corn references in a lot of his music too, which is all really fucking good. But what else is on here, man? Sunderland's Wonderland, In the Kingdom of the Possums, Swamp Aside, Tainted Blood courses through my veins. He actually pays homage to like the Wicked Shit Pioneers in that song. And another one is Christ of the Blockheads. I love that chorus too. It's also really guttural. So that's Darby Trill's Gully album. He dropped 3 records this year. This was the first one that came out in April. Then he put out like the Amputate EP in August. And then he put out another album called The Tomb on Halloween. This is my favorite of the 3 for fucking sure. But Amputate's really good too. Like all 3 of those songs could have fit on here perfectly. But this is the fucking real wicked shit that I live for. Because most regular rappers can't fucking flow if it feels life or death for them. And a lot of them don't know fucking anything about true hip hop itself. So finding really talented fucking lyricists like Darby in the scene is always rewarding. You also got other fucking artists out here still holding it down, like All Zulu, super famous Fun Time guys. You could put Darby like in that fucking ranking right now. Now that I've actually got to hear what he sounds like, but so yeah, shouts to Darby for being nice with it. And last year, I was part of an episode of Speak of Clout with the top 10 corn songs episode. He was on the panel for that one, and he's a really cool motherfucker. So salute to Darby. This album is fucking amazing. He's got another record coming out next year he's advertising it as his best album. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that one. So that's Darby Trill's Gully. Let me stop sharing this shit. And I'll get my next one loaded up. Number 6. This album has been like really ignored from this year, and I don't understand it because this is one of this guy's best albums in years. He's a fucking legend, going on 30 years now, which to be 30 plus years in the game to make an album like this is a big statement. And number 6 is going to be from Nas and Hit Boy, King's Disease 3. This is the 4th album in their fucking album producer run. The first one was the self-titled King Disease in 2020. Then he did King Disease 2 in 2021. And then right at the end of that year, they also did Magic, which came out of nowhere. And now we got King Disease 3, which came out on Veterans Day. My favorite of all Nas Hit Boy albums is definitely Magic. But out of the King's Disease series, this is definitely my favorite. Shit. Nas rapping over some of the most completely soulful production you'll ever hear. It's insane. Like the beats on this album are like so well put together. They sound really big and complete, but they don't sound like bloated like a lot of fucking producers like to make shit like nowadays. But Nas is just celebrating where he's at in life on these albums, but he's also keeping shit grimy. Like it's a perfect balance with these records. And Hit Boy needs to get a lot more props for Rebirth. Songs like what's on here, man? My favorite track is Stun. It's just another Queensbridge homage song like he had like on with 40th Side on King's Disease 2. Where he's saying like playing Ether on Tidal, and sometimes I text Hova, this ain't over. I do love that. I love that song. He just going in on that shit. 30, that's another one. And if you're still sleeping on this because it's not fucking a boom bap record, I hope this gets your attention because he says on this album or this song, premiere album might still happen. They advertised that 16 years ago, but I'm not counting on it. I'm loving the King's Disease albums. You also got Reminisce, Serious Interlude, where Nas is talking about everybody catching feelings from him, making it big. I'm on fire. WTF SMH. I like how Hit Boy flipped that one sample from one of Havoc of Mobb Deep sample packs, and I have it because, and that's how I know. And from like knowing what the original sounds like, he flipped it really fucking well. What else is on here, man? Once a man, twice a child. First time, that's a standout because he asks you like, where were you when you heard Nas for the first time? So that's me. It was like I heard it on like fucking Backspin back when before it became Rock the Bells when they played One Love. That was my first time hearing him personally. So yeah, 17 tracks and no fucking features at all, and like there's no like intro skits or anything. 17 full length complete fucking songs with no features, like nothing, like no features, nothing, not no. He does all of this by himself, which is extremely like, immensely fucking rare nowadays in hip hop because a lot of rappers got to have guest features, like walk their hands through their records. Nas don't need that, and he more than well proves it on this one. I mean, this is King Disease 3 from Nas. My second favorite Hit Boy album. My favorite is Magic, as I said. But as far as the main KDs, this is the best one. I hope we get more Nas Hit Boy albums because this is a big advertisement. Gutter, he's still keeping it for the streets. So it's a perfect balance on these albums. These you put these fucking like I don't know, these backpacking plebs shouldn't be fucking sleeping on this album just because it's not the Illmatic production lineup. It's a fucking great record. I can't wait for what Nas is gonna be coming up with the next. Whether or not it's produced by Hit Boy, I think he's still sharp enough now that I think he can make an album and hold it down without him. Because he's got it for fucking sure. But that's King Disease 3 by Nas. I rambled on quite a bit about this record, so we'll move on to number 5 now. Number 5. I already talked about one of the dudes from this crew at the beginning, and now we're going to go to my favorite member of this collective. And this album dropped right at the start of the year. It's Riggs and DJ Muggs Gold. I've been waiting on this album since like last year because that's when they started working on it. They started like promoting. They started the rollout for this album last year. I thought we were gonna get it back then, but no, we got this right at the start of January. And Riggs is the one that won me over with a cloth when what was it? Substance Abuse. Yeah, that Future Wave fully did. I fucking love that album. That's still my favorite Riggs album. This is my second. But and this honestly might be my favorite Muggs MC producer album. If not this, then it's Grandmasters with Jizza. But fucking love this album. Muggs is also my top 5 producers of all time across the board. He's fucking so unfairly underrated and like slept on and overlooked, which I just can't register why. Because his sound is like the perfect. He's a West Coast producer, but he's making East Coast beats. So let me put it like that. But my favorite tracks in here would be like the Tao track with Mooch, Every Season with Rob Gates. Rob Gates has personally the best fucking voice in hip hop right now. It's the grimiest voice you can ever think of. What else on here, man? Supreme, What We Got, and my number one favorite track in here is Heads on the Wall with Rome Streets. Muggs dusted off like a unused beat from the Temples of Boom sessions on this one, and Riggs and Rome dismantled it. What else is on here? Fool's Gold. I love that vocal sample in that beat. Eastside Blues. I love that shit. It's like a lot more bleak compared to the rest of the album. Same thing with the sign out track. Never met a gangster that wanted to be gangsta. Never met a real gangsta is what the title is. But I love that song. I respect to death what it's about. But number 5 is Riggs and Muggs Gold. I fucking love this record. It's my second favorite from Riggs, as I said. And Muggs also is living his second prime right now too. Because what else do you got? You got the fucking albums with Crime Apple, Muggs, and the fuck was the other one that came out last year? I forgot the name of it. But Madalo from 2019 and the one he did last year. Death of the Magician with Rome Streets. That's second or third right there with this one. Yeah, DJ Muggs, man. Still super fucking underrated. Even nowadays, I don't get it. And he's like, I love all the fucking love he's given to like these East Coast underground artists by doing these full length albums with them. So that's Riggs and Muggs Gold. Respect the fucking cloth, stupid. Now next up, we're gonna step away from hip hop for a moment, and we're gonna go to the nation's capital, Washington D.C. And this is a soul non-hip hop album on my list. At number 4, it's Hammered Hole's debut album, Careening. Okay, let me start off by saying this. You can go through my social media, you can go through my YouTube. I don't even need to fucking explain or describe what Mary Timony's music means to me by this point. So when I found out that the year I got into her music, I was going to be able to be out for a new album of hers, I was super excited. And even though she doesn't like sing on this album, she plays bass. Once I heard like the fucking singles to this album and the self-titled EP from 2019, my fucking excitement multiplied. I was dying to hear this album. And it came out October 28th. I remember that because I had a show like on my birthday, October 27th. And on the ride home, I put this album on and I fucking loved it. But Hammer Holes, the lineup for this band is Alex Mackay, vocals, Mark Cisneros on drums. No, fuck. Alex Mackay, the vocalist, Mark Cisneros on guitar. What the fuck? Mary Timony on bass, and Chris Wilson on drums. So it's a 4-piece band from Washington, D.C. And this is like the heaviest shit Mary Timony's been a part of in a long fucking time. It's a complete punk rock album. It's that fucking raw, unfiltered, abrasive rock sound that I fucking love. And man, what can I fucking start with, man? Bluesmaker's Notch. It's a hard sign-in track to the album. Hardest Road is the one back home. I love that song. That was probably my favorite song starting out. and then when it drops in a block, people right after that, it's perfect. Pilot Light, the drums on that are devastating. Needle Point Tiger is another standout. Timony's bass on that is fucking nasty. But I said my Hardest Road is my favorite song starting out. My actual favorite track on here is fucking the song Staggering Genius. That bass line is fucking even more disgusting. That shit is deep, dark, and suffocating. Oh my god, the whole band just impales that song. They all could go out and just complete chaos. Abstract City, that's another one. That's like a lot more like laid back sounding. And Written Words, that's a reworked version of a song from the self-titled EP. I think I like the EP version more because Alex Mackay hits the really high notes on that one, but this is just as good. So Hammered Holes, Careening, definitely one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's number 4. Of course, it's one of my favorite albums of the year. Along with Dario Trill, breakout artists of the year for me. This album right here is for everyone that misses the truly raw, abrasive sound of rock that I fucking love. Hammered Holes is a gift to me because I'm fucking tired of hearing all these fucking overproduced fucking butt rock bands in the mainstream eye. It's everything sounds like a lot of the shit. That shit sounds the fucking same, but if you know where to look, rock is definitely still alive. And look towards this album, Hammered Holes, Careening, 2022. I can't fucking wait for Mary Timony's solo album coming out next year. I'll touch base on that more in my next video, but Hammer the Holes Careening, grimy, raw, abrasive, punk rock music. So now we're going to get up to the top 3 now. And this is also like, this was my breakout artist from last year. And he's been working on this album since he got signed to this one label back in 2021. And I've been very much anticipating it. When it dropped at the end of September, I was not let down at all. And one of my favorite rappers right now, maybe one of my favorite rappers of all time by this point, shit. Representing Griselda Records and Bad Influence, it's Rome Streets, Griselda Records' debut album, Kiss the Ring. This is my fucking lyrical album of the year. Rome's one of, if not the best lyricists in hip-hop right now. There's wordplay. There's this wordplay spilling throughout this entire album. This is like one of those MCs that you should not fuck with at all. What's on here, man? Like Big Steppa, Into Deep, Tyson Beckford, which is the one track on here done by Derringer. Blow for Blow, Stove God Cooks and Benny the Butcher. Stove doing that. What else is on here? 1,000 Ecstasy, Cry of Champagne, Non-Factor with Westside Gun. Long story short, done by Alchemist. I love that story of the basketball player getting addicted to fucking fentanyl and overdosing because he had like a fucking career-ending injury. But my favorite track is right after that. It's Serving with Boldy James. Denny fucking LaFleur, dude. He caught a case with that fucking key sample. I think when people talk about like the fucking Griselda producers, the two names people think of the most are Derringer and Conductor Williams. I love those producers, but Denny LaFleur, I think, gets left out. I think he gets treated like a fucking middle child or something. He's definitely my favorite. I just love that dark, dreamy, hypnotic fucking sound he has. It's perfect. This dude can make drumless beats probably better than anyone else in the game right now, honestly. You know, look to that song and look to the title track, Kiss the Ring. That's like a really fucking, almost like a trip hop kind of sounding beat. But I didn't know what to expect with this album, but it did not disappoint me at all. I think the one thing that does drag it down though is the fucking constant looping of the Conductor. We have a problem ident through like half the album. Because Conductor produces half the record, everything else is like a mixed bag of other producers. But it's funny because on like 2 months, a month later, Westside Gun drops Chiller Where's Hermes 10, and Conductor does a bulk of that production too, and he uses that tag, but he only loops it like twice or 3 times, which is fine. But like, let's say on like Reversible, like when the beat switch comes in, he loops that shit like 11 fucking times. But whatever, it doesn't kill the album for me. I still love listening to it. The production, lyricism, and even the features, they're kept to a minimal, but they all count. Well, who else on here? Conway's on here. Stove God and Benny, like I said. Bully James, fucking Westside Gun. I think that's all there is on here. But this is how you make an album, motherfuckers. Okay, this is how you really do it. You don't just take a fucking picture of somebody with a gun, block their face out, put a parental advisory in the corner, and put 10 tracks with drumless beats and call it an album. Fuck that. This is how you make a fucking album that you can go pick up at Best Buy, put up to the counter, go put it in the car, and drive home bumping it. That's how well done this album is. Number 3, Rome Street's Kiss the Ring. I would say one of the best lyrical albums I've ever fucking heard in my life. You know? And I've heard shit like fucking Here to Save You All, Capital Punishment, and fucking So On Ice. I'm not saying those are like, I'm not putting them up with those because this just came out, but Rome Streets, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how he fucking does it. This dude is crazy. But number 3 is Rome Streets, Kiss the Ring. Now top 2 now. Now I'm gonna have some physicals to show off because these albums, Jesus Christ, these are like some of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. So number 2, we're gonna stay in Griselda Records. Conway the Machine. God Don't Make Mistakes. Been waiting 4 fucking years for this album since Goat came out. He's been promoting this since then. This is his Shady Records album. This is not an official copy. I just fucking bootlegged this on Kanaki.com because Shady Records does not have like a physical release deal with Griselda, which is fucking stupid, but whatever. Trying to make it look as realistic as possible. Hold on. But yeah, this album kept getting like pushed back and kept getting like redone. Like I said, he's been talking about this since fucking 2018, and it's like, so God, was this worth 4 years waiting for? Yes. What's on here, man? Fucking Lock Low, the open silent track with Benny Siegel. Love that. What do you say? Every bullet in the cartridge's land. They still look like a guitar in my hand, drumming like I'm part of a band. Love that. What else on here? Tear Gas with the Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. Wayne kills that shit. Every verse he's ever done for Griselda has been crazy. Piano Love, produced by Alchemist. That was the fucking the first single that came out back in October last year. You got the Drum Work Posse cut, just called Drum Work with Love the Genius and Jay Skis. My favorite track on this album is my song of the year, John Woo Flick with Benny the Butcher and Westside Gun. Produced by Derringer. The Core 4 back at it again. And it's my favorite song that West Con, Benny, and Derringer have done together. Like, Conway's rhyme scheme on that shit is fucking ridiculous. Benny destroys it. Westside fucking murders it. And the beat that Derringer make is like something you play when you're like dragging like a dead body around in a fucking Cadillac in the rain or something. That's the feeling that song gives me. And my second favorite song of the year is the one right after that, Stressed. Every real motherfucker can relate to everything that's been said on that song. It got me through some shit this year for sure. That's like one of the songs that makes you one of the fucking. That's a song that turns fucking icons into gods. What else on here, man? So much more. Where he goes at these fucking bitch ass rap journalists that keep calling Conway one dimensional, saying he's so much more than that, and he has proved that because he's done so much vulnerable shit. He's done like this whole album is just him doing vulnerable shit basically, but he keeps like a balance of grimy as well. So it's just, he makes a fucking. I don't get it, but I fucking love it. It's probably one of the most. It's like the most well put together album I think he has, right there with like From King to a God. But I would say this is my top 5 Conway albums for sure, and it's one of the best Griselda albums of all fucking time. It only came out this year, but I've listened to it enough to say that. So Conway the Machine, Gotta Make Mistakes, best, and my number 1 album of the year is also from Griselda. Also, this is probably like my own like top 3 albums of the decade so far. Benny the Butcher, Talent Talk 4. Long awaited follow up to the fucking groundbreaking Talent Talk 3 album he released back in 2018. It turns 5 years old next year. I probably will review that for its 5th anniversary with like Supreme Blind Tell. And I'm surprised that we actually got physicals for this because I think like Griselda is done with physicals at this point because like Kiss the Ring didn't get a physical. None of the other Griselda albums outside of this got physicals this year. As far as like CDs, like Westside owns that Dop Media site. You get vinyls and cassettes up there, but you don't get like fucking CDs, which is fucking stupid. But we got one for this though, because this was distributed through Empire. And what's on here, man? Johnny P's Caddy with J. Cole. That's actually like Benny's most popular song to date. Like you go on YouTube, it's got like 17 million views, I think I saw last time. But what else on here? Back to X, pronounced Back, produced by Stove Got Cooks. One of the hardest Derringer beats I ever fucking heard, and Stove owned that shit. I can't wait for his Griselda debut album. I think we're going to finally get it next year. But Super Plug, I love that dark beat the Alchemist made. 10 More Crack Commandments, the sequel to 10 Crack Commandments by Biggie. P Diddy's on it. I just wish he wasn't fucking rambling over Benny's rapping, but it's not that big of a deal. Tyson versus Ollie with Conway. It's got like a really nice late night feeling to it with that beat. That was Revenge. He's doing like the fucking triple time kind of rap flow on that shit, and the beat's really dope too. Guerrero was a really cool song because he name dropped like every track from Tat Talk 3 and Burn the Proof in like some really smart ways. Like two of the lines I love where he says like, "Who are you? I'm Scarface versus Sosa on both sides" from Tat Talk 3, and then he says, "I'm famous, so where they wonder where would I go on that one-way flight." Those are 3 songs from Burn the Proof in one bar. And Buster Brick Nick, Mr. Chow Hall. It's my second favorite Benny album. Nothing beats Tat Talk 3, but this album sounds, feels, and looks like it was done the day after Tat Talk 3 was done. It's the perfect sequel album. This album got fucking nitpicked when it came out. I don't understand why. I would figure like this would be one of the albums that shuts everyone up, but no, you can never fucking please these people. But I loved every fucking moment of it. This Benny the Butcher, Tat Talk 4, my favorite album of 2022, with no fucking second thoughts. And that is it. That's my rollout for my favorite albums of 2022. I hope y'all enjoyed. Hope I kept it somewhat entertaining. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all that shit. And I'm signing off for the last time in 2022. And I'll see you motherfuckers next year in 2023. Be easy. Happy New Year. And Rezin 47 over and out here.